This is our presentation on biomes. We will be talking about ecosystem balance, health, and food. Please enjoy.
Ecosystem balance. A balanced ecosystem is a habitat that is sustainable. Balanced ecosystems consist of animals, plants, and microorganisms which all depend on each other and their surroundings to survive. All balanced ecosystems have living and non-living organisms who interact with the environment and each other. The abiotic features, or the non-living things, are sunlight, temperature, soil, precipitation, landscape, and moisture. The biotic factors depend on the abiotic factors to survive. So, here's a diagram of plant and animal energy. First, there are the decomposers. Decomposers play a crucial role in the flow of energy through a balanced ecosystem. Their role is to break apart the dead organisms into inorganic materials, which then make nutrients that are then available for primary producers. So the first one, we have our plants, which are the primary producers. They get their energy from the sun. Then there are the herbivores, the primary consumers, which then eat the plants. After that comes the carnivores and the omnivores, and they eat the primary consumers. In order to have a balanced ecosystem, you need energy and material cycling. The key source of energy in an ecosystem is sunlight. Plants use the sun for photosynthesis, which animals then use for respiration. And respiration is the process of breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide. The animals make carbon dioxide, which plants then use. A predator and prey relationship has to be had in a balanced ecosystem. If you remove the predators, the entire food chain will be impacted and the ecosystem will be unbalanced. And just like any other animal, humans also rely on having a balanced ecosystem. Some things that negatively impact the ecosystem are deforestation, overfishing, land conservation, and polluting abiotic features like water, air, and soil. Humans depend on balanced ecosystems because if we have an unhealthy ecosystem, we would not have clean drinking water or clean air to breathe or good food to eat. So in conclusion, having a balanced ecosystem is very important for everything on the earth.
The health of biomes is very important for the earth to thrive. This health is threatened by many things like invasive species, pollution, or wildfires. Throughout Earth's history, biomes have changed many times. More recently, human activities have started to affect the world's biomes incredibly. Different biomes are facing different threats. For example, desert biomes are facing pollution damage, wildfires, and excessive evaporation. Forest biomes are experiencing threats such as deforestation, logging, growing cities, and expansion of farming. Biomes have many types of organisms with different types of health issues, meaning many types of problems are also arising. Ecosystem services. Biomes provide many ecosystem services that impact human health. Things like forests provide air quality, water purification, and climate regulation. Biodiversity and disease. Humans depend on biodiversity because of products it produces, such as fresh water and food. Biodiversity loss could have existential human health impacts. Changes in ecosystems can impact many things such as economy, human livelihood, and other. Threats to biomes are causing great concern because human health consequences. If there was any significant loss, it could disrupt the benefits that biomes provide. Biodiversity has many benefits that are essential for humans in the future. Climate is especially needed for ecosystems to function. Climate can heavily affect how biomes function. Changes in biomes affect distribution and abundance of species, including disease. Altercations in ecosystems can lead to the emergence of diseases. Climate change. Biomes are highly vulnerable to climate change and differences in temperature. And precipitation patterns could have detrimental effects on ecosystems and Earth as a whole. These changes also impact human health with things such as heat-related illnesses and food and water security.
I will be covering plant and animal interactions relating to food. Herbivores eat non-meat food sources such as leaves, fruits, seeds, and other plant parts. In a very interesting way, plants have developed defense mechanisms to protect themselves from herbivores. These defenses include thorns, spines, and toxins. Carnivores, however, eat almost all meat, which mostly includes other animals. They must hunt for their animals for food source. In the context of food, most relationships between plants and animals are beneficial in some way, shape, or form. A very interesting example of interaction between plants and animals is this. When a fruit is appealing to an animal and an animal eats it, the animal also eats the seed inside the fruit. Later, the seed can be replanted into the ground through animal droppings. This shows that plants and animals can interact with each other and coexist with each other in very intricate ways. Another type of animal diet is a detritivore. Detrivores eat dead animal parts as well as feces. Another thing they eat are microorganisms. A microorganism is a microscopic organism including a bacterium, virus, or fungus. Microorganisms also can include protozoa, algae, and many parasites. Another example of a plant and animal interaction is when elephants feed on trees, it opens more of the canopy, allowing more light to travel through the canopy, encouraging more plants to grow on the ground. Harmonious symbiosis is a symbiotic relationship between plants and animals that benefits both species. An example of harmonious symbiosis is when a giraffe eats fruits off of a high tree, it benefits the giraffe by feeding it, and it benefits the tree by pruning it, encouraging new growth. Another term you should know relating to plant and animal interactions is mutualism. Mutualism is when two organisms rely on each other and reside with each other in close association. Plants and animals show mutualism in many different ways. One big thing to consider is that plants and animals depend on each other for survival. Without one another, their species would be gone. Part of that is that some animals eat plants directly, but some animals eat other animals that eats the plants. It's all like one big cycle.